Anytime. Here we go.
There
I
you
think
are.
we're live. Come on in, everybody. We see you out there. It's Sunday morning. Nobody's in a good mood. No, we're all in a good mood. We all have coffee. I'm not quite awake yet. So there it is. It's the only way the coffee stays warm, especially down here in the basement. Just got to get it in the thermal cups. So. It's cold this morning. See what it just freaked at our temperature this morning.
Oh, golly. What was
He's
it?
got a hat on. It's probably 60 degrees out where he is. Yeah.
I think we're in our 30s. Right
Are you?
now. Yeah.
So it is cold where you're at.
Yeah, it's a little cold.
Just
got a-
chilly. Chilly.
Got
for
a bit
us.
chillier here. What's it like with you, Glenn?
It's pretty cold,
Yeah.
but not that much. It's just normal for this time of year. I don't know.
11.
About it's just
It's 11.
11, is it? I don't know. I don't
11.
know
That's-
about those. I don't go by those degree things. I just know whether
That's
it's cold or not.
Fahrenheit, too.
They don't care how cold it is up north.
Nah,
That's Celsius.
we're real men up here. You know,
Real men.
Real men.
even though we like football, you know,
A smirk tabs me.
Wow.
one of them southern wussies. You know, like comic book black belt person.
Oh, no.
I'm in touch with my feminine side. It's
I bet
it's
you
well
are.
known.
Probably
It's
too
well
much.
known. It's well known.
Oh dear.
All right, we're running the opening. Then we're going to try to get this stuff underway. But first, a disclaimer.
The views and opinions expressed within the video content found on the Indie Comics Network are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the Indie Comics Network or its sponsors.
Put that up intentionally for Russ this morning.
I started in that vein. Yeah.
It's all right. That's the way I'm feeling, too. So, but here we go. Yes, sir. Welcome to Sunday Funnies. I'm your host, Randy Zimmerman. I've been a long-time alternative and independent comics producer, creator, editor, publisher. Done just about everything in this business that you can imagine, and for many, many, many years. And happy to be here podcasting and part of the Indie Comics Network. Also joining me this morning is Mr. Glenn Fleming. Glenn, introduce yourself.
Morning, everybody. My name's Glenn Fleming. I'm a writer, artist, and publisher who spent 40 years in graphics, which was probably about 39 and a half years too long doing that. I'm the author of this book, Jack Kirby, which is currently available from me at the moment. I'm looking for a publisher, which details my visits to the Kirby home in the late 80s and early 90s. I've also created this character called Hatch. Book 1 is available on Amazon and book 2 will be out shortly. And I'll just show you this that my wife made of my character. Look at that. How good is that?
Is that
Look
awesome?
at that.
That's just awesome.
Well, that's the best thing I've ever seen.
Fantastic.
And I also publish Comics Unlimited, which is a 100-page magazine about comics, surprisingly. And number 11 is just been launched on Amazon. So you can get that from there. And I've done lots of other things, but I haven't got time to talk about those. Because we might upset the Southern wussies.
He's got to go watch football. That's what it is. Also joining us today, C. Michael Lanning. C, not here very often. We're happy to have you.
Yeah, it's really early for me.
Really early.
It's not as early as California, but it's early enough. I'm C. Michael Lanning, independent artist. I've done work for Arrow Comics on Calico of Shard, written by that guy over there. Also working on something for Hasm Productions. And I think got like 5 pages in Apothic Press's Electric that is getting notified on Kickstarter right now. Plus, I also do a little show called Dispatches from Outside the Box, where we scour the corners of geekdom to inspire you to create outside the box every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on the IndieComicsNetwork.com.
Awesome.
The .com.
I got books falling all over the place.
Disembodied
Also joining
voice
us this
from back
morning.
there.
Say what?
Yeah, right. You're gonna hear it's like a shtick, right?
Yeah.
I just
Also
love the way, I love the way that you say. Sorry, Andy. I just love the way you say outside the box.
Yes.
But actually, you're inside the box. The little box.
Yeah,
on the
now
box
it's inside
on
the
there.
Little tiny box here.
You gotta break the panel somehow.
Also joining us this morning is Mr. Russ Leach, comic book black belt. Introduce yourself.
Good morning. I'm Russ Leach. I am a comic book black belt. There you go. That's it. End of. I draw comics for a living. Currently in the pages of Batman magazine for the UK and Europe. Done some other stuff for Marvel and Panini and Macosia and all other kinds of people.
All sorts of people.
You can find out more about me at russleach.com. There you go.
Cool. Also joining us is Mr. Charles Santino.
Good
Charles,
morning.
Introduce yourself.
Yeah, been around since the late 80s, started with Marvel, worked for lots of different publishers. My current guy is Rammer, Master Thief in
Hang on,
Future
I'll blow that
Police
up. Give me a
State.
second. There you go.
There we go. That's available from Marcosia on Amazon and elsewhere. And you can find me on Facebook for updates.
Sweet. Also joining us this morning, as soon as I shrink Charles down here, is Mr. Mitch Rogers. Mitch, introduce yourself.
Hey, I'm Mitch Rogers. I'm the creator of the Boger comic book series. The second volume, Southern Gothic, is available on my website for purchase. Been in the medium 14 years now.
In the medium.
Yeah,
Okay.
comics.
Yeah.
Not the interstellar medium.
Yes. Interstellar medium, about 36 years.
Better to be in the medium than to be in the median.
Yeah.
Dodging cars. Yeah. So, hey, the topic for today, because I couldn't come up with anything better, is fun and funny books. Fun and fun funny books. And speaking of fun and fun funny books, here's a copy of Calico right there. You see Michael Lanning and myself. It's a fun book, right? No, everybody's
Yeah.
quiet.
Yes, it
All right,
is.
never mind.
Yes.
Sorry, I was
Superb.
shaking my head. I wasn't actually. Yeah.
Anyway.
Still too early for me to be fully conscious.
Really? Okay. Need more coffee?
I don't drink coffee.
What kind
You,
of art
sir,
are you?
can leave right now.
It's like no wonder you're tired.
Only
I
puffs
just
don't
never
drink
liked
coffee.
the taste of coffee.
That's right. Yeah.
Only
Seats
puffs
are
don't
up.
drink coffee.
Only who?
Puffs.
Well, I'm only a man when I get to the US then. But we've already established that.
Hang on. I got it.
How dare you?
There we go.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
It was either that or
Don't be mean. We don't have to be mean.
Not quite
Sometimes
sure
we
what that
do.
was.
it had to be good.
Sometimes
What?
we do. Sometimes we do.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
That was a
Sometimes
great
it's
Peter
best.
Weller, by the way. If you haven't seen Buckaroo Banzai, you need to sit and watch it.
I've
Good
seen
movie.
it 3 times. I'm still trying to figure it out.
I actually saw it at the theater. I loved it. Thought it was amazing. Just great. It's modern day Doc Savage. Actually, it's more of an 80s Doc Savage, probably not modern day, but it's got a phenomenal all-star cast. It's great writing. It's one of those movies you have to watch almost 3 times in order to follow it, but it does have a cohesive plot, unlike Southland Tales.
It's got every weird actor in Hollywood except for Christopher Walken. Honestly.
Yeah, I think he
John
was busy.
Lithgow's in it.
Yeah.
Who else?
Jeff Goldblum, Christopher Lloyd, of course the great John Lithgow.
Jeff Goldblum's in it, is he?
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, he's right at the start. He ends up
Which-
coming in dressed as a cowboy.
Which
And Peter Weller's
which
weird.
eyebrow does he use?
All of them.
Raises them both.
Because he went to the Roger Moore School of Acting, didn't he? Just raise your eyebrow a certain level for whatever's going on.
That starts out with a great scene where they're performing brain surgery and Buckaroo's looking in there, and I think Jeff Goldblum's looking in there too, and he's giving him instructions. He goes, "No, don't touch that. You don't know where that you don't know where that's been." You'd have to watch it.
Yeah, probably not.
It defies description, and there's so many great little scenes in it. There's aliens, there's all sorts of stuff that run through it. It's just amazing.
It deserves to be a cult classic. It does.
It's already a cult classic.
That's what I'm saying.
Comic,
It deserves it.
It was one of those movies that and we're off topic already, but it has been a comic in a comic series. But it's one of those movies that the distributor had no idea how to market it because it was so beyond description. So
when was it released?
In the mid to late 80s.
I've never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
Really?
Oh.
Like 85?
Here's
Never.
I'm
Was it before
offended.
It was before RoboCop, right? Right. So
if you know Doc Savage, right?
Yeah.
It's basic Doc Savage, only if it's the leader is Buckaroo Banzai, and he has a group of expert scientists. He has a huge fan following, and they go out on gigs as a rock band.
Who's Buck?
And they run across aliens. It's amazing.
it came out in
Buckaroo
84.
Banzai, Across the
Buckaroo
Eighth Dimension
Banzai.
is the name of the yeah.
Oh, RoboCop's Buckaroo.
Yeah.
Right.
Here's the full cut of that scene that I've got in case you haven't seen it before.
Don't be mean. We don't have to be mean. Because, remember, no matter where you go, there you are.
And of course, that's the beautiful Ellen Barkin.
Right.
In
They
the
look
prime-
very
in
80s.
her prime. Yeah, it's
This
very
is
80s.
That's about as 80s as it gets.
But it is an amazing movie. It's one of those films you'll sit there and you go, I don't know exactly what I just watched, but I think I want to watch it again. John Lithgow just chews scenery as the main alien bad guy. And Christopher Lloyd is in it also, and another very iconic character actor whose name escapes me right now. He just passed within the last couple of years, who looks like a lizard. He's got, I mean, when he's in human form, he's got kind of a lizard. He had kind of lizard features. You know who I'm talking about.
Lizard.
But anyway,
They all have lizard features.
well, yeah,
Of course, they're all lizards.
and they're all
It's all celebrities are lizards.
they're all John.
Royal
John,
family, MPs,
John
Sir
David
Strawberry,
Icke.
John. Yeah,
lizards.
it's great. It's just a
They
great
worked.
film.
They had planned on making a remake. Like I don't know if it was going to be a remake, a sequel, or a series.
Yeah,
with,
but that
Kevin
was
Smith attached to it.
Yeah,
I'm kind
thank
of glad
you.
that didn't
no goodness that never made it.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad it didn't happen.
I wish Kevin Smith would stop ruining things.
Yeah, Kevin Smith just needs to stop. Actually,
Just stop being Kevin Smith. Go away.
stop. Just stop. In general.
Yeah, if I have to see another Twitter post of him crying at something stupid.
They're making fun of him now. They just run them all in a row, and they're all hilarious. I cried at this. I cried at that. I was wondering. He's just trying to go out and get work. That's all it is.
Oh, okay. Now, I was trying to figure out who the lizard guy you were talking about.
Oh, you know who he is.
He
You'd
is. He was in
recognize him right
Ghost.
off the bat.
He was in that Patrick Swayze movie where he was the ghost on the subway. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Big time
Oh,
character.
yeah.
yeah,
He was
yeah,
in the
he
Matrix.
died about
Who wasn't in that Patrick Swayze movie?
He was in the third Matrix film, wasn't he? Or the second
might
and
have
been.
third Matrix film.
No, he died by then. I know who you're talking about. He's
Vincent Schiavelli.
I
yeah,
can tell you here.
Yeah, he's
yeah. He was the weird guy in everything in the '80s and early '90s.
He sure
Oh,
was.
right, okay.
He
Yeah,
sure
he
was.
was in Amadeus as one of the asylum workers at the very beginning.
Amadeus.
he always
Here's a
reminds me of,
cast:
that
Peter
comedian.
Weller, John Lithgow, Ellen Barkin, Jeff Goldblum, Christopher Lloyd, Lewis Smith, Rosalind Cash, Robert Ito, Pepe Serena, Ronald Lacey, Matt Clark, Clancy Brown, amazing.
Oh
actor.
yeah.
Carl Lumley, Vincent Schiavelli. That's who I was thinking of. Vincent Schiavelli.
Yeah. Is that how
Yeah,
you say
Don-
that name?
Don Hedina. It's just got, and the entire cast are those guys that you recognize from all those bit parts and all those big movies.
Yeah,
Is Clancy
Schiavelli is
Brown? Is Clancy Brown the warden's assistant in Shawshank? Is that him?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And he's also the voice of Lex Luthor from the DC animated universe.
And he
Oh,
played
wow.
the Krugen,
Oh.
the Russian guy from Highlander.
Highlander. That's where I know him
Yeah,
from.
Schiavelli is Italian. Schiavelli means lizard in Italian.
I'm sure it does.
He
But
was
before
in
this
one of
really
my
sets-
favorite X-Files episodes, Humbug.
Oh, he did. Yeah.
He
was
played the
everywhere.
guy with the little Fiji mermaid attached to him.
Yeah, let me blow
I've
up a
had
picture
I've had
here.
that happen to me.
Yeah,
You would reckon.
it's a thing. It's a thing.
It's common.
have to tell you
I had a
thing,
little
like-
mermaid attached to me.
I could tell you a joke about mermaids, but I won't on the air.
You mean what they're good at?
I can't say anything about
You
it.
can't say.
Don't go there. Don't go there.
What are we rated?
Yeah, all this controversy
We're
about the Little
TVMA
Mermaid.
DLSV, folks. Yeah.
All this controversy about the Little Mermaid. I want to see a movie that has a true mermaid with the fish part on the top and woman part on the bottom. That's what I want. To see with the Little Mermaid.
That's our guy.
He's
That's our
in Cuckoo's Nest, isn't he?
He's in a lot of things.
Yeah.
He's one of the inmates.
He was
Cuckoo's
in
Nest.
Oh yeah, he was.
Batman Returns.
Yeah, it's
Oh yeah,
of,
he was one of the
Penguin's
clowns.
henchmen.
Yeah. One of the
Wow,
circus-
he died in 2005.
Yeah,
So
I
I
didn't
thought
know.
he was in Matrix 3 or Matrix 2 and 3. I thought he was the railway man or whatever it is. The
Corpse
That's-
Killer, The Passport.
That's
You
the
run
guy
through
that
his
was in Mad Max.
Badass. The Undesirables, Ferrari. He was in a lot
No,
of
but
stuff.
I think you might be confusing it because he was the subway guy and Ghost that taught Patrick Swayze how to. He was like tearing stuff up and everything.
right.
This is
Yeah.
where he always reminded me of Stephen Wright. I always got him confused with Stephen Wright.
Steve
guess
Wright
it's- Yeah,
in the afternoon on Radio 2. What?
As an actor,
Yes.
he had 163 credits on IMDb. 163. That's a long and
Wow.
illustrious career.
Yeah.
That is, isn't it?
That's what that is.
Good
yeah.
on him.
What a great guy. One of those unique faces. He got hired, I'm sure, because of his
Yeah.
face, but he was a good
Yeah.
actor as well.
Oh yes,
Like,
yeah.
we need somebody who looks weird. Oh, that guy. Yeah.
That'll work.
But yeah, great movie if you ever get a chance to watch it. Buckaroo Banzai
there was
across
a-
the eighth dimension.
And in case you think we're off topic, there was a 2-issue miniseries back in 1984.
Well, in the movie, he was also a comic book. I mean,
There
also
you-
had a
yeah.
comic book in the movie.
And it was a Marvel one, so it wasn't something,
Well, they had a lot of
People did it.
merchandising lined up. I've got the press kit for it back here somewhere. They had a lot of stuff lined up, but the movie just didn't go anywhere because they didn't know how to merchandise it. It was like John Carter. It was a great film. They had no idea
I
how to
love
market
that
it.
film.
I like the comments about how John Carter was ripping off Star Wars,
It's amazing.
etc.
isn't it?
It's like,
Yeah, because
what?
it was written in 1915
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Disney has a problem with adapting books for some odd reason.
That's
Yeah.
like
They never
Marvel
work
being
well for them.
afraid to. They had to go through and change Namor because they were afraid it'd be compared too much to Aquaman. It's like, dude,
But yeah.
Namor was first.
Yeah.
Well, the problem with
According
John
to
Carter
the-
started with the title. I
Submariner.
mean, why not call it Princess of Mars?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Who knows who John Carter is? John Carter's a character on ER.
Yeah,
It's Noah Wiley character. That's who he was named after, actually.
Boy, people
Princess
are
of
really
Mars. Princess of Mars is a very evocative title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes you want to see Mars Princess. That sounds interesting.
I
Let's
definitely
go
wanted
see
to
that.
see more of the princess in that film.
Yeah, yeah.
Who played the princess?
Don't remember.
I know, but she was gorgeous.
She was, but
I'm sure
you know
she
what?
was.
My Deja Thoris is bustier.
As she should be.
Yeah.
Is it?
And
was
red.
It Lynn, what's the name of the princess? Was it
Solid
Deja?
red. Deja Thoris.
Yeah.
Okay, Lynn Collins. I don't recognize her.
And
Only
she's
thing I really
pretty-
remember-
She's very pretty, good actress, but I just see that character being a little more zaftig, as they say.
Oh, she was Silver Fox in Wolverine.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
Which Wolverine?
Sure.
The
Yeah.
the
Her
origins.
origins.
Oh,
Yeah.
God. The one that doesn't exist, in my opinion, yes.
Well,
She's
you'll never
normally
know
a
who she
blonde.
is.
Actually.
So I'm showing how shallow I am. I really like that film. I really like it. It had explosions and
Because
claws
whenever,
and stuff. It was
whenever I
great.
think of John Carter, Princess of Mars, that whole franchise, I just always go to the Frazetta illustrations. They
Yeah.
just,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
books.
Give me that.
Yep. She was Leah in Walking Dead.
See, I didn't really watch that.
Three,
Well, I didn't.
five,
I
six.
didn't watch it.
She's in
After they
14
ruined
episodes. She
Carl, I
must have
stopped
got
watching
eaten in the
that.
end. Yeah. Manhunt.
Oh, that was a whole different story.
I made the LSD, folks. No, I'm talking about Walking Dead. She probably
I
got
think
chomped
I
on.
don't know because it's still going on. So
All the
It's
main
in the
characters
series
are
not
gone and
died
it's still
yet.
going.
Oh dear.
I missed that episode.
This is the next Star Wars film. Star
That was
Wars,
an HBO
a
special.
new low.
Well, the bar has been set so low. I'm not quite sure how they get under at this point.
They're limboing under that bar as we speak.
I
Isn't
just
there a
watched
tw-
an animated rendition of the treatment that was supposed to be Star Wars 9. That was written after 8, and it was the treatment that got tossed for the treatment that they ended up filming. Completely different movie. Absolutely phenomenal.
the Trevor
sure
Rowe
it
or
was.
whatever what is his name?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, where they kind of like you meet the gray Jedi or the gray
Yeah.
Force, and that was kind of cool.
Well, that was in
apparently-
Rebels. So
Yeah.
Well,
they had already
apparently-
introduced gray. Yeah, go ahead, Force users.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
ahead, Mitch.
But apparently, when they were originally, in the writing stages and planning out Episode 9, George Lucas was like the consultant.
Mhm.
Then apparently, they were, wanting to make it less Star Wars, and they fired him.
Well, that's how you do it.
He was a little preoccupied counting his $4 billion.
Yeah.
Well, since you're already going in that direction, let's really screw it up. Let's do this. Yeah. That's what it was. Made better. The animated version of it made a lot better sense. Anyway, fun and funny comic.
Yeah,
books
let's
like
get to
Mad.
the show and
Talk about
tell.
Mad. We showed a Mad 1 cover as
Oh,
in
yes.
the opening. Good Lord, what is it? The little kid's picking his nose, looking out there, going, "It's Melvin." It's awesome.
Can I go first with my show and tell?
Absolutely.
All right. So I got 3 items here. The first is, and let me figure out how to share.
Oh, okay.
The first is going to be what I consider the worst drawn mainstream comic ever published. This is a story called The Tally Book of Dusty Roads. It's a Western. It was in Charlton's Cowboy Western number 18.
Dusty Rhodes. He
And-
was a he was a
yeah.
wrestler.
Charlton is, known for lousy comics. So
incredible work.
We will. Let's see if we can figure
Phenomenal
out.
printing job.
All right, there we go. We're going to allow it. We're allowing it.
Actually, they're really known for giving Ditko free reign to create a bunch of
Oh, yeah.
great characters and
That's
stories.
what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I was thinking Ditko.
There it is.
But
Okay.
here's the
Let's see. Can we make that big?
Is that a
tally
half
book
and
of
half
Dusty
horse?
Roads.
Oh, that really
It
is
looks
quite
better in the
hideous.
size it's in. Believe me.
Yeah. Well, can we make that? Can we
I've
make
seen that up
is
close.
it,
No,
is there
I
a way
can't
to make
enlarge
that bigger?
Can you?
be able to
The
get
only
it
way to
too.
do that, Charles, is if you kind of zoom out on your end.
Zoom out. All right. Let's see.
Let me try to get to it, Charles.
There you
Put
go.
down the-
Then we see it all.
Nope, now you zoomed in.
All right. So we will look at these incredible drawings. I don't know if you can see the face of the guy in the back
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Looks like a
Oh my
horse.
gosh!
Yeah. So it gets worse.
Is that a man or a woman?
I don't know.
'Cause
I
it
think
looks
it's a
like
man.
tits right there.
It doesn't even look like a person. What do you mean?
Okay.
Did somebody get paid for this?
Oh yeah, but not much. Charlton never paid much per page.
Fair enough.
Probably 35 a page. if he's
Oh, what's going on there with that face?
Like an alien.
That's
Looks like
the
an
same.
offensive caricature.
That's the same character. That's the same
Right.
character in those 2 panels.
It's
Yeah.
just gone all wrong.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
wrong, man. It's wrong in the mind tank. That's gone. Look at his nose. Look at that.
Got a
Good
cigarette.
Lord.
Well,
Oh,
the
look
guy's
at
like
that
Rando
face
Hatton.
there.
What?
my
This is like
God.
going back to Victorian times, one of those freak shows. Ah,
Yeah, and the main character's hat. It looks like there's 16 different hats in this story, but they're all
None
the
of them
same
sit
hat.
right.
I call it nepotism. That's what I
Oh
call
my
it.
God, they're shooting his dick off.
oh no!
What's your name,
Blazes.
stranger?
With 2 old puffs of smoke.
This is like a hideous
Oh my God.
mushroom-induced nightmare.
Oh dear.
That guy only has one leg.
Why do they keep switching ethnicities?
Oh God!
Who drew this? Do we know?
Yeah, hold on. Here's an article about it.
It was so great. Somebody had to write an article about it.
Yeah.
I suppose you're down in history.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hey, you see lots of articles about disaster, so that's nothing new.
Last name is Sherman. He did a bunch of stuff too, not much.
German tank.
Yeah.
Probably in later golden age years.
Let's see.
Probably
This
did a lot
this
of
was
stuff.
1948.
Yeah.
Let's see.
And here we are talking about it all this time later.
Exactly.
That's back
Yeah.
when everybody was doing construction and working everywhere else they could, and
How's that for drawing?
Oh,
you
dear.
couldn't get a comic strip, if you couldn't get an advertising gig, if you couldn't get a apprenticeship on somebody who had a comic strip, if you couldn't draw clip art appliances,
Blue horse.
you
Well,
couldn't cut
now-
gas,
That's
How
a
about
horse.
horse?
then you do comics. Yeah, that's a hell of
Wait.
a hell of a lamb right there. Yeah.
Do you know?
What do you
Looks like a camel horse or something.
Camel
we,
horse.
we can't make fun of this. Art is subjective. You can't be. You can't be
Hey, so
making
I
fun of
can-
it. That's their
I can-
style.
I can objectively say, without any hint of arrogance, that I
Yeah,
am
look at
a
this
better
guy.
artist than
Look
this.
at.
But I
this guy
doubt
here.
that in
Look at-
80 years' time, somebody's going to be writing an article about
Yeah.
me.
I was going to say that I can't draw as well as Neil Adams, but I can draw better than that.
Look at the expert
Both of
inking
us
and
are
feathering
anonymous
on that,
compared
though.
to this man. He's
Yeah.
genius.
It's
Come
done
on,
by a
smash.
professional inker.
Pow. Oof. Oh my
Leaning in for a kiss right there.
Is
My
that what that
mustache
is?
fake. Yeah.
Hey, Bubba.
It looks like a
Bang.
bad Woody doll. I just-
Is that a hand there or a fish in
I
that?
love that face in the lower left. Yeah.
It's like a fish on the end of his wrist in that bank panel, holding that gun.
Yeah, I'm proud. I'm proud
Yeah.
to say I own this comic book.
Wow.
Charles, you have brought all the milk to the yard. This is
Well, that's it. In 7 pages, there's not a decently drawn panel. There it is. Lee Sherman.
oh god.
I love the cloud of dust on that horse.
Yeah, and this person who posted this agrees with me. Arguably the single least competent comic story ever published, and I would say in a mainstream comic.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that is that.
Look at that modern building behind the horse, though. It looks like it's on Mars or something, doesn't
Are
it?
those buildings or?
Looks
Yeah.
kind of like the Sydney Opera House.
Yeah, it does.
That's right,
Far,
yeah.
far back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it anyway? What is it meant to be?
What is it supposed to
I think
be?
it's a mountain
I
range, I
have
guess.
no
Probably
idea.
a plateau or a mountain or something, maybe.
Yeah, no, there's
Yeah.
there's something in front of it. I don't know. So this is show and tell number 1. This is the unintentionally funny story.
Do you know what the best part
It is
about
fun
this?
though. It
The
is
best
fun.
part of this,
So
these
it is
pages,
funny.
the best part is the colour misregister.
Oh, of course. Well, you got to have that. This is Charlton.
Yeah, that was very
Yeah.
a trademark of Charlton.
Now we'll
Captain
move
Three
on
Madmen.
to black humor type.
But look at
fun.
just before you
What?
go,
Oh,
that guy's horse is called Paint. A
That-
nice
yeah.
peaceable visit, Paint. That's
Yeah.
what a horse, Paint.
How furry is he?
Well,
Yeah, right. It does. It's a woolly.
I've never seen a horse that hairy.
Prehistoric.
shaggy.
It's a
That's
Cretaceous
feathering. That's just-
period horse.
Yeah, that's inking feathering. That's the way they did shading back then when you
Yeah.
wanted to, be artsy.
Well, yeah, but I've
Yeah,
seen
but you've
better
seen it
shading
better than that.
Yeah, I mean,
Everything on here has been done
Look at
better.
the stirrup. Though. Look at the size of the stirrup on that horse. Or his
Yeah.
foot.
Jeez, that's just weird.
I thought
They
you were
didn't-
supposed to put your foot on the bottom of a stirrup. I thought
Whoever
that
was
the
laying
idea.
whoever was laying down the colour there didn't quite know what he'd drawn.
No.
Wasn't sure.
I don't know
what
if
the colour
that's
was.
I don't know if that's a stirrup or something hanging off his boot.
No, that's just weird.
I think it was just colored in a hurry, is what it is.
Yeah, yeah.
I like the way the inking on the horse's neck is moulding into the background. I like
Yeah.
that.
Yes.
Shane Chebsy says, "Hey,
Hey
Russ,
Shane, how you doing?
Atrocity Press in the house. How you doing, Max? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're enjoying this as much as we are." Marv says, "Greetings, sinners." He says,
Greetings, Marv.
"Coffee's just another vice I don't need to spend money on." Yeah,
Poof,
I
he's a
also want
poof.
to point out
I'm all about
that not
vices
just
and-
the art is bad, but the spelling. He misspelled goodbye.
Where is that?
Goodbye. Yeah, look.
In the
Oh,
first
by the
panel.
way, there's
Could
two
be.
there's two different characters in this western named Ralph.
Always great.
Yeah.
How can you? How
All
can
right,
you?
let's move along to something of
how can you
quality that
disparage
is
any
that is
comic
humorous.
story with two characters named Ralph in it?
Yeah.
Shouldn't goodbye have an E on the end of it? Instead
Yeah.
of good,
Yeah, that's what I'm pointing
good be
out.
Lisa, good be Ralph.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, but
you
which
know,
Ralph
can't,
is it?
You can't really go wrong with any one of these panels, really.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Lee Sherman was probably somebody's nephew or something like that. Just give
There's
him a job.
somebody's
that
dog.
panel you were just showing where the guy's shooting the guy to death says this there's a man who will never learn.
Well, not
Now he's
anymore.
dead. I reckon they just went down the road and got this guy from the bus stop. I tell
And
you.
when the
When you're
editor
right, you're right, huh?
when the editor got these pages, he said, "Okay, here's your check."
Now he probably said, "Screw it, we're on deadline.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Color it and get it out of here."
I'll feel very bad if, like, come to find out Lee Sherman was like a 5-year-old kid, and this is the best you could do.
I don't.
Oh,
What
only
would be
thing that's changed.
especially bad is like if Sherman was actually a pen name for somebody big.
Yeah,
And here
I
we
know
are
it's the way
writing over
people.
his stuff. Yeah.
I know it's the way people speak, but look at that. I'm sure, not sure,
Sure.
Yeah.
sure, as in seaside.
So I'm happy to see you, Lisa. Oh, Dusty.
Oh dear.
We
He
can do a
looks happy.
dramatic
He
reading
looks
of this.
bored.
Glad you've come. They spelled anyway. Never mind.
Yeah. Shall we
Very-
move along?
Very underrated
Yes.
actor. Atrocity
Yes.
Press says he does look a lot. Talking about
Please
Chevelli,
do, Carlos.
he does look a lot like Stephen Wright.
Hey, I wrote a
Kevin
joke for
would have been a
Stephen
great
Wright, but I
humor.
never sent it to him.
Windu was supposed to be a gray Jedi, although we don't know if they will ever bring that back up since it was EU stuff. Yeah,
I wrote a joke for Stephen Wright, but I never sent it to him. Do you want to hear it?
sure.
Yeah.
Why isn't phonetically spelled phonetically?
There we are.
The one I want to ask is why is there only one Monopolies Commission?
Yeah,
So we're like now degrading into dad joke territory.
Yeah.
true. Alison Malone's in the house when Lucas sold Star Wars to Disney. He included the treatment for the sequel trilogy. He had little
Hey,
to
you know,
nothing to do with what became of the
The,
sequel.
the supply chain problem has gotten so bad now. There's a shortage of cookies. They can't get the chips.
Yeah.
Move on.
Allison, they
All right.
intentionally went and they intentionally threw his treatment in the trash when Kennedy got into control. She decided to do exactly the opposite of anything that he had written just to show him. That's the story, at least.
Here's a pent up.
This is having read.
Why does
his
he only have
treatment,
one
I found it
glove?
interesting. Yep. Why not?
Yeah, one's the hitting
No
glove.
fingerprints.
I'm gonna hit you with this.
Look
hand.
at the drawing of this hand in the lower right hand, lower right hand corner. Look at that.
There's probably more care put into that hand than was it the entire page.
Oh my
that followed.
god! Look at what
It's gotta be
they look
bony.
like. Everybody in this comic strip looks like the results of a transporter accident from
Yeah,
Scarface.
exactly. Yes. All right, shall we move along to some quality?
Yes. Yes.
All right.
Please.
So this is a
Marvy
humorous.
says that story is way better than New Men #1 from Image.
I can't believe anything's worse,
What happened?
more poorly drawn than this.
Next one.
All right, so now we have
Richard
Richard Corbin, Mangle Robot Mangler.
Mangle robot.
This is a takeoff of Magnus, Robot Fighter.
Yeah, and this is from Slow Death #4. I think
Oh,
this
okay.
was 1974.
Slow
So
Death.
this is humor. This is actually funny, intentionally funny, and definitely black humor. But there we go.
It's a lot better than the previous.
There's a
Yeah.
blap there,
Yeah,
just so you know.
and
Yeah.
this
He
character,
don't like robots, does he?
Glam.
yeah, this character loses all his limbs in this story.
Looks a little bit like Den.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he gets the worst end of every. Look at that.
Is that what's going on there? Down
Yeah,
in that
bit-
middle panel.
Bit of a dangle, I think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But it's
this is an underground from 1974.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Den's older brother.
Yeah. So Mangle's getting the worst of it here, and by the end of the story, he's limbless.
Oh my gosh.
This is yeah.
Slow Death.
Oh gosh, just
The name of the comic.
Oh,
Oh my God! Look at that.
Yeah, someone should reprint Corbin's early stuff because it's a lot of gold in that stuff, like Slow Death, Fanagore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all a lot of it's out of print.
Well, there's so much in the fanzine underground period that's just, and even the 80s black and white stuff that's just looked over and you don't see or hear from anymore.
And
So much great
Golly, that is such a different.
during that
I'm
time.
reading that last panel. It's like, oh, you're not so much trouble anymore. The robot race is happy, so we won't overthrow the human race.
We are changing your name to Bob, though.
She says, actually, the
Bob
plastic
Boy.
ones are
That's
better.
right.
It's like, oh my gosh. That's not controversial at all.
And
all.
last but definitely not least is a strip that I'm sure most of us have not heard of, Rudy in Hollywood by William Overgard. He started out with, well, let's see. He was a strip artist, and in the 80s he did,
By that you mean he made comic strips.
yeah. in the
Oh, look
80s
at that! That is a great monkey.
It is.
Well, the premise of this
Yeah.
is that this talking chimp, who's man-sized, was a star in the 40s.
Okay.
And in the 80s, he's trying to make a comeback.
Ronnie Reagan.
Yeah, see?
I love his hat. That
Yeah.
cool white
So he lives in Hollywood, and the whole thing is very much inside Hollywood, where talk with agents and producers and let's see.
looks like a fun book, actually.
Yeah, here's a strip. This is typical. Very funny. Now, the interesting thing about this strip, it was a continuity humor gag strip. So each installment was a gag that you could read and enjoy on its own, but it was part of a continuing story.
What year was this done?
80. This is 83,
83.
and it only ran for a year.
All right, but it did run though, huh?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I'm reading it. I'm a chimpanzee. We don't have tails. Fake it. That's brilliant.
This is funny.
Yeah. To go back.
The market's killing me. The market, the Piggly Wiggly on Sunset.
Piggly Wiggly.
Look at that. It's brutal, a jungle. Sorry. No
No
offense.
offense.
Oh, it looks great, this one. We've got to get this.
Yeah,
It's great.
There's apparently there's a book that reprints the first 6 months, and then the last 6 months has never been collected. And the first 6 months collection, which the cover, which is what I showed first, is available. Not cheap though.
No bananas. I'm not selling out.
Now the drawing of the other guy is kind of like Toth. Looks like Alex Toth a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like pantomime as a great art, Rudy. Try it the next time the phone rings, Max. And
It's really good.
And who did this?
William Overgard, and there's a great sequence here with a 14-year-old girl that wants to be a movie star. Let me find those.
Are you sure that's not a pen name? Because it's more of this that you show. It does look a whole lot like Alex Toth.
No, it's not. It's not a pen name.
Okay.
He was for real. Let's see if I can find these strips. Here we go.
It's a 14-year-old girl. It's kind of strange.
Yeah.
She doesn't look 14 to me.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah,
this is Hollywood.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the pre-teener who strangles the guy. Oh my god!
Didn't have
14.
one socially redeeming value. It was sure to be a hit.
Spangle. Your name is Spangle. Yeah.
No quiet on camera. Don't read.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah,
what
we're
I'm
all
saying.
reading. So,
But he's looking at it like he asked her how old she is. She says 14. He's like, with this sly look, I keep forgetting. Bet you do.
Free in
It's
the
like,
house.
I
Everybody.
bet you do.
Well, Marv, you really hate new men. LOL. Just won't let them get away with it, will you?
No, because he was saying that yesterday on Sketchy Saturday in the comments how much he hated New Man. So he's
Wasn't that
on that kick.
He obviously built the comic and felt cheated.
Wasn't
Yeah.
that book by
He hasn't got
Byrne?
over it yet, has he?
That was Burns' book, wasn't it? John Byrne?
That's
Men?
Next Men.
That was next
Oh, okay.
man, yeah.
Next Man. Who was New Men then?
Let's see.
I've actually never heard of it.
Oh,
Marv, who wrote? Who
Oh,
drew
there's
that book,
also
Marv?
there's also a talking parrot in this strip, except the parrot doesn't simply repeat things. It actually talks.
It was an extreme title, Randy. So,
Oh, okay, gotcha.
so
Say no more. Yeah.
Looks like he's trying to pick this girl up. It's getting kind of creepy.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
actually, he's quite bored.
My
How do you
gosh.
get them off? Oh my god.
Well,
That's a little double entendre there, right?
Yeah.
yeah. And
So
Newman is pretty bad.
that's here's the parrot apparently making a meal here.
Yeah.
Here's the parrot talking.
This is supposed to golly. Well, I mean, so was he supposed to be? Was it? Didn't Ronald Reagan do a movie with a chimpanzee?
Yeah.
So
and
is that supposed?
Bedtime.
that's
for
part
Bob.
of the gag. That's part of the gag. The fact that he did make a bedtime for Bonzo.
Yeah. That's what they kept referring to in Spitting Image over here in the 80s.
Yeah, the parrot
There's
is
always a
complaining.
chimp on-
The parrot is complaining about this mixed drink. The martini has too much vermouth in it.
Oh my gosh.
And Rudy says, "I didn't put any vermouth in it." Then it's not a martini, is it?
It's a gin. Putting an olive in gin and calling it martini is not right. This is really good stuff. This is,
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah,
fantastic.
lovely.
it's brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the drawing is beautifully simple.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very much like a Toth
It's
motif
gorgeous.
there.
Yeah. So
Just
there
for-
you go.
Just for Marv, sorry, I just wanted to look at what Newman was. and
Yeah.
it
So
wasn't
I'm.
bad.
Yeah.
Those
it's
are-
a romp.
Nowhere near as bad as what Carlos has brought to the table. So
No.
Those are my. Those are my my 3 show and tells today.
Where can they find this strip at? Carol?
If you just Google, this is at, let's see what the address is here, 1.bp.blogspot.com. If you just Google Rudy in Hollywood,
It'll pop up.
and William Overgard, and Overgard is Overgard, this stuff will come up.
Cool.
Great.
Yeah, I gotta go
And what
check
I'm
it out.
hoping is, I'm hoping these are the ones that are not in the book.
Right. Right. Okay, Randy, I'm going to drop out now. The World
All right.
Cup awaits. Nice to see you all.
Have
Glenn.
fun, Glenn.
Tell folks how they can find you.
You
If you
can
want to
find
be found.
you can find just many social media, Facebook. If you want to get in touch with me, at comicsunlimitedmagazine@gmail.com.
Wherever poofs hang out.
Wherever, well, you said that. And I don't know what to say.
I just hope YouTube doesn't just suddenly throw this whole video. It's the P word. What? Oh,
you can
great.
find all my stuff, or most of my stuff, on Amazon. So go to Amazon or go to comicsunlimitedmagazine@gmail.com or Facebook. That's
Glenn, it's all in fun.
Oh yeah, I'm not offended. It's just that the powers that be might be. I don't care. You know?
I don't know if they even know that word.
Not in America, no.
They will do now.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going. I'll see you later.
Enjoy that World Cup
Bye-bye.
opening.
I will. Yeah.
Yeah.
See you soon.
See ya.
Bye.
It's got to go watch people kick the ball around the field. Yeah. Anyway.
Sports ball. Yeah.
Hey.
Sports ball.
Stopped watching football a long time ago, and you realize that my home team's the Lions, and all that. The only thing that became obvious is how much the refs were getting paid. So, anyway,
They're all lizards.
got an old book here we can talk about for a minute. Barks' Bear book.
Oh, cool.
It says 33 stories from the 40s by Carl Barks.
Oh, look.
Featuring
Now, where did the stories appear originally?
all sorts of crazy stuff in a lot of different places, I believe. But some of it's Walter Lantz experienced referenced Andy Panda. Some great, and this was back during the let's see when the print date was on this. I know this book is pretty rare. I don't see a copyright on it at all.
Would some of it be Dale or?
I'm sure the majority of it was Dell. 1979 was when this was printed. Back in the 70s, they really didn't care how the reproduction value was as long as you could get it together into a book. So you see a lot of Duck's influence, a lot of it's just solid Barks all the way through, even though some of the reprinting on it is a little shaky, knocked down to grayscale. Happy Hound, Porky Pig, Andy Panda, Benny Burrow. I don't even know if this book was legally printed, to tell you the truth. It doesn't have any copyrights on it. From New Funnies, from Four Color, from Porky Pig, of the Mounties, and Our Gang Comics.
Oh, really?
Was where it was from. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
A lot of great funny animal material back then. A lot of great Barks material. This is probably done right at the same time he was doing Donald.
Yeah, the reproduction doesn't look that bad.
No.
It's very readable, and it is a fun book. I don't want to open it up too far. So last time I opened up an old book like that, it cracked the spine.
Oh, no.
But it's got some phenomenal storytelling in it.
What year was that printing?
79, I believe.
Okay.
Whatever the last copyright I see on here is 79.
It looks like IDW did a version in 2011.
Oh, maybe they got a hold of the okay to reprint it then.
Yeah.
This is the first print on this. Great picture, Carl.
Wow.
In the back there. The rundown of who he
Yeah,
was.
he could.
Why this book was important.
Expressions and everything. Carl's just.
Oh, he's an amazing artist, amazing storyteller. Just great. Everything's on a 6 or 8 panel grid. Just like a lot of the Ducks books were set up like that. He was drawing 2 up at the time, so those originals are probably huge. So I can't say I've ever seen one. A Barks original. Oh, Barks retired and started doing oil paintings of different scenes of different books that he had drawn. But he was mostly known for Donald Duck creating the majority of the Duck universe that ended up in DuckTales. Uncle Scrooge, Gyro Gearloose, all of the Duck characters. Like
I
that.
see on Amazon they have like Carl Barks' Big Book of Barney Bear.
Yeah.
Which is hardcover. Ooh.
That's the main character.
Yeah.
Or that's the main focus on the the bear book.
I see they got an art book. I see what's going to my wish list. So,
Barks art of Carl Barks. That's Barney
It's
right
like
there.
droopy.
right, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Happy. Happy Hound, probably a takeoff on Droopy. Hello, folks. Yeah.
But he doesn't look happy.
No.
Oh,
the
I
whole
get
idea.
it.
Droopy was droopy though. So hey. Here's one from First Comics. Not a whole lot of people have ever seen. Done by the great Timothy Truman. It's an artist on Grimjack and Scout, a number of other books. Of course, we're talking about Time Beavers.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
It's Time Bandits, only with beavers. That's the easiest way to describe it.
What's
From
our
the-
what's this show rated again?
Great TVMA. I mean, well, never mind. I was going to say furry beavers, but that seems to be the rage nowadays. So anyway, this was First Comics, first graphic novel. Copyright looks like 1985. First Comics. The great Tim Truman. Phenomenal stuff. He ended up writing a lot of Conan, working a lot for Dark Horse recently. Good stuff. Anybody else, or I'll just keep going?
Just keep going.
Just keep going.
Yeah.
Robert Crumb, of course, one of my favorite funny animal characters. Fritz the Cat, with the life and death.
I actually have a Crumb book here. I was going to show
Yeah,
off on my list.
I would say probably 99% of Crumb's outfit is fun and funny.
Yeah.
Fun and funny. I'm just making sure there's no nudity
Yeah.
on there. Sorry if there is, but it's great classic Crumb. He was really into this character for a while, and I think he let Bashki do a movie, and he was so let down by it, he killed the character off, sent him on his way.
I think he's come to terms with it.
Yeah.
He's come to terms with it now, but yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I think has done a lot of apologizing too.
Yeah,
To a lot of people. I know he apologized to the
we
Bodea
should
State
mention
Wizards.
Crumb's sketchbooks are just unbelievable.
Amazing.
His portrait work, his just any little doodle, any little drawing, or some of the more well-developed drawings with a lot of cross-hatching, a lot of lines. He's got 3 magazines he published that have been collected called Art and Beauty, which are just drawings of women. But most of them are actually in their clothes, but the drawings are just phenomenal. And if you look at his earliest sketchbooks that were published from the early 60s, he had it all going on right out of the gate. I mean, you think there'd be some development, and yeah, he did get a little bit better, but he was so good right from the get-go.
Yeah.
Well, I think in his later illustrations are more photorealistic. He's amazing with line work. What he's
But
been
if
able
you
to
look
achieve.
at the if you look at the early sketchbooks, you're going to see some of that.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen some of his brother's work? That it's
Only
Which
in the
brother?
documentary.
Yeah.
he shows some in his that latest autobiography. I can't remember when it came out. Way after the documentary. I want to say in the 2000s sometimes. But his brother actually had some pretty decent work too. But the way he drew clothes was like all wrinkles. It was weird.
Which brother is this, Maxim or Charles?
I think it was Charles. I believe it was Charles. Yeah, Charles is one that passed.
Yeah.
So
I got into a discussion one time with somebody who was educated at the Savannah Art School and had done a course on comics history, and we went all over the place. His impression of Crumb that he had gotten from the college was that he was just some perverted old idiot that needed to be mostly ignored. And that's all I could do is laugh at him.
What an ignorant.
It's amazing how underrated and degraded Crumb has become, especially from that documentary and from other people.
But yet you'll probably fight for the same social stance or whatever that Crumb was showing you in those comics.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, so
Well, in most of them. I mean, there was a period there during
Yeah, well.
the undergrounds that they were literally seeing how far was too far.
oh, that's true.
And there's some really extreme
Yes,
strips
I remember.
that
I
put 'em in there.
remember a strip about a family. Let's say.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say it was
Yeah.
about a family.
That was having fun.
That was in Snatch Comics.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have since done I think Dan Fogel, who, if you go back on the Sunday Funnies archive, we were able to interview. He's a big underground aficionado. He's done the Underground Price Guide, and he put together a collection of Snatch Comics at one point that has all of that material in it. It's just amazingly offensive, but amazing material. Yeah. They were really testing their boundaries at that point. Does this make you mad? Is this going to trigger you? Nowadays, you probably couldn't print one page out of that book without triggering somebody. Just the way it worked. Great underground stuff out there. Some of it that actually goes kind of mainstream. One of them is Zippy the Pinhead, Esoteric Humor by Bill Griffith. Just absolutely enjoy this stuff. It's really very off the wall material. I'm Zippy. Are we having fun yet?
One of my favorite graphic novels is a recent one by him about the actual person that Zippy is based on.
Yes. Yep.
And that novel is called graphic novel is called Nobody's Fool, and it is about Schlitzie, I think his name is, the Pinhead, who was in the movie Freaks.
Yeah.
1932, and that is a wonderful graphic novel. It is a biographical graphic novel about that about the life of that character, that real person, and very much worth reading.
And the movie Freaks, kind of like Buckaroo Banzai, they squelched it for many years.
Yeah.
Didn't let it out. But anybody who gets to see that movie, definitely sit and watch it. It still holds up incredibly today. It's just a great movie.
And we know who that was directed by.
Browning, right? Or James Whale.
Todd Browning, who directed Dracula.
Yeah. And if you haven't seen Bill Griffith's work, beautiful line work. This is from he did underground, many little underground comics with Zippy in it for quite a while before he started a syndicated comic strip. That was, I think it's still going on today, if I'm not mistaken. There are a lot of, there's a lot of Zippy collections out there, all of them very esoteric humor, but very much worth your time. Just beautiful.
And what
stuff.
what is the catchphrase that has entered the popular culture from Zippy?
But yeah, are we having fun yet?
Yeah. I would say probably 99% of the people, or even more, who utter that phrase have no idea where it came from.
Nope.
Oh no, I'm sure not. I wouldn't.
Here's a Time Out of Mind. Look at that line work.
Oh wow.
Just amazing material.
I think I have a Zippy strip in Tales of Toad.
Yeah. Toad
Great
was another one of his characters.
Great underground strip.
There's Zippy Comics, Zippy T-shirt, Zippy poster, button, mini comic, postcards, rubber stamps, even a Zippy calendar. So
hard to believe that was an actual comic strip in real newspapers, but it was.
I think it's still going on, if I'm not mistaken.
Really?
I think Bill's still doing it. Yeah.
As far as I know, he's still doing it. I mean, I don't know if it's in newspapers or online now, but yeah, I think he's still doing it.
It's probably in just a few newspapers. It's the kind of humor that a few more intelligent, I think, editors would wrap their head around and love, but not everybody. I love reading the collections because it definitely puts you in a I guess the only way to describe it, I use the word too much, esoteric frame of mind. It makes you look at the world differently if you read enough of it, and it's just a interesting take on life in general.
Well, that makes good comedy, though, doesn't it?
It does. It does. One of my favorite comedians, one of my favorite funny books out there today that so few people know about. Extremely dark humor. You really have to have a taste for this kind of material. And that is Doug Paskowitz's Arsenic Lullaby.
That is
Never-
that
new
looks
to me.
If you've never seen this book,
New
Doug
to
is
me,
a
yeah.
humorist out of Milwaukee. He's done a number of strips for Mad Magazine while it was still printing original material, and he has done. It is very bent humor, very intelligent humor, very black humor. The main character is a character named Voodoo Joe, who's a guy who went to Africa and ran afoul of a witch doctor there who cursed him and stuck an African mask to his face. And in order for him not to be in constant pain, he has to go around and spread pain throughout his urban neighborhood.
That's kind of dark.
That's very dark.
And so, in order, well, what's even darker, in order to get his minions, of course, he goes and, sorry, folks, we're TVMA DLSV. This is how intense this material is. He ends up going to the trash bin of a nearby abortion clinic
Oh, nice.
and brings forth a number of helpers
Nice.
to help.
So
him
would
along.
you say
mean to
that
laugh, it's just
does this story present a pro-choice or a pro-life spin?
I honestly think it doesn't take a stance
That's good.
one way or the other. He just
Yeah.
does it, and it's part of the humor. But
That's
we're
good.
talking about a guy who does one of the characters early on in his work was a tooth fairy that wasn't making enough money doing tooth fairying, so she decided to get with the Grim Reaper and become an assassin
Is a tooth fairy
for
a
him
dental?
in her spare time.
Is a tooth fairy a dental poof?
No,
No. Okay.
it's an actual fairy.
That is awesome. I want to read that.
But he has done, it is very dark humor. It's not for everybody, but it is incredibly ingenious. And I was so so into Doug's work that when I was doing a newspaper here locally, I asked Doug if I could print his material until I figured out I wasn't going to be doing a college paper and getting advertising. I'd have to do a family friendly paper. So I had to email him and tell him that I couldn't run his strip because it's not really family friendly. But he has a lot of ingenious ideas here, a lot of great stories. And if dark humor is your thing, I would recommend Arsenic Lullaby. He's one of the few really, I think, original humorists out there today, but he is an acquired taste. But if you love dark humor, you're going to love Doug's material. Just like Christy Shin, who does Demon Bitch, I've got her book upstairs next to my on my nightstand. But
Yeah. What's Christie rated?
Christy, I'd say would be rated R. I mean, her work. This work.
I mean her.
This work, I would say, is close to like an R rating, but it's got a very unique style to it, and it's like I said, the humor alone is just amazing. Very ingenious stuff. There's a guy who is an auditor who's on the census guy. There's a whole group of census people that have to make sure that the census is correct every year. So, and they make it correct. You know, if the count is off, they have to make sure the count is right. That kind of thing. Very just ingenious, dark stuff.
Yeah. Well, if they can check and see if the counting is right, then why do they even need the counting in the first place?
Well, any new baby that's born isn't on the census.
Well, yeah, just
If
But if you have to check and see if it's right, it's
And-
sorry, just the way my brain's working right now, it's kind of off.
just really set the anti-government. Doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah. And Doug
Yeah,
has
have you
kicked
met
out
me?
a number of collections, a number of different books. Every couple of years, he'll kick out a new collection of different strips and that. I just saw him at Grand Rapids Con, which reminded me of his work. I bought his latest two collections that he had, which I didn't have, which is kind of odd. Ooh, there goes that spine.
Oh,
I hate these old. Some of these aren't printed in the best way, but anyway, Arsenic Lullaby. You can probably find it if you look around.
Yeah.
One of these days, I'm going to have Doug on one of the podcasts.
After a while, Randy, you're going to be able to put together a compilation of you cracking spines.
Yes.
Yeah.
Will be a
Another
very
fun-
distressing video.
Just call
Very.
it. Just cut Randy cracking spines. Just
Yeah.
leave it like
The
that.
whole episode.
Yeah, I remember.
Randy opening his book collection, cracking spines.
I don't know if
Judd-
y'all remember the Matrix comics that came out when the movies were coming out, but they did a collection of them, and I actually remember opening the book up and the inside pages falling out because the printing was so bad
Oh
on it.
yes, I've had that happen.
Caliber
Couple times.
back during when Gary Reed was running Caliber. Not now, because the material coming out of Caliber, the printing coming out of Caliber is very top notch, and don't think I'm disparaging it at all, especially the modern books that you can buy. There was an entire period there where the glue on the spines of those graphic novels didn't hold up for nothing. And that would happen regularly. And they would go through books when they were looking to ship them out and to see if they would fall apart before they could mail them out to people. So
Speaking of the Matrix, has anybody or everybody seen the Animatrix?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's some
love
pretty
it.
good stuff in there. Yeah.
really good stuff in there.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's
There's
works
also-
as an anthology. Yeah.
Yeah. If you get a chance to watch Tales of the Jedi over on Disney Plus, that's pretty enjoyable. That's a collection of animated shorts of different Jedis that are their individual stories, or they're loosely strung together. To get off topic completely, I started watching Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities. Holy
yeah,
I
that's
love
on
that
my
show.
list. Is it
that
any
is
good?
amazing. A little disturbing, very amazing. And we
think
go
so?
through now the end credits and we look for Guy Davis's name. Guy Davis used to do the Realm for Arrow, and now he's in the art production department at Guillermo
Excellent.
del Toro.
He did
So much-
BPRD
so
for
much
a while.
Yeah, did BPRD, did Sandman
Yes,
Mystery
yes,
Theater for a number of years. He did the Realm for Arrow back in '85, though he doesn't want to admit it because he did that style. That style is very much in a rock and roll look that John Celestri was working on. Same noses and everything. And then he graduated his style, did the Marquee, did Marquee for Oni, did Baker Street for Caliber for a number of, and Baker Street's also an amazing piece of work. Just a great, I need to sit down and reread that. It's been a while since I've read that. It's really good. More stuff, old reprints from, what's this guy's name? I want to say Fago. Anyway, from Playmore Publishers, a Waldman Publishing Corporation. It's a jumbo comic book.
Oh.
Gotta love jumbo comic books.
Love jumbo. Look at that.
Wow.
At the time, it was $2.99. That is an authentic. If you look right there, it's an authentic coffee stain right there. Right there, authentic. And this was reprinted again back during that time. Let me see if I can find a copyright date. I bet I can't, but I will definitely look for one.
Did you say that was Al Fago?
Yeah,
Yeah. Didn't he do a lot for Atlas?
I think so. Let me turn to the actual first page here and see if I can find a copyright. I haven't opened this book in quite a while. Just says copyright. Nope, there's looks like 79. 79, I believe. And it's multicolored, only it's single color, printed on newsprint. So there's a little brown. There's some of the stories are in red. 444-page treasury
Wow.
of all-time favorite comic book characters, none of which you've heard of.
And where did they originally appear?
Chucky and Bub, Marty Parks, I believe. I'm not sure. Spunky the kangaroo.
I'm sure he is.
Spunky. Different language. Anyway, whole different version.
What is the title of that book?
Fluorescent Orange.
Wow, I like that.
Great. And, it's a fun book. Jumbo comic book is the title of it. Printed by Says Playmore Inc. Publishers, Moby Books. Under arrangements with Waldman Publishing Corporation, New York, New York. Great old newsprint. No smell to it, though. So it's been around that long. Icicle Ike. Look at that. Just fun stuff. Again, I haven't read this in a long time. Here's a Dopsy Derby. Instead of Topsy Turvy. Dopsy Derby, little rabbit.
A lot of this stuff came from Frisky Fables.
There you go. Sniffy.
Which is, this stuff is mid to late 40s, most of it. Yeah, looks like all of it came from Frisky Fables.
Tic Tac and Toe. Do you have some sort of compendium there that you actually looked it up at? Or?
I'm at the Grand Database, comics.org.
Okay, cool.
And it looks like I'm going down this long list, and it's all Frisky Fables.
Look at that.
And the publisher of Frisky Fables was Novelty/Premium/Curtis.
Or in other words, it's in public domain.
Yeah.
Probably long in public domain, too. Tic Tac and Toe, just a great book. Fun book. If you see this at a show, definitely pick it up, especially if you're into funny animal work. Just great. I know there's a lot of Alfago in here.
There is some other artists, but a lot of Alfago. Mike Milthammer, Art Helfant, Jason Comic Art. That's a credit. Jason Comic Art. Must have been a studio.
It's Pidgey the Pigeon. We all know Pidgey.
Pidgey.
Pidgey the Pigeon. Yeah.
Catchy name.
That's a pigeon.
Oh, I assume it's a pigeon because his name is Pidgey.
It's a Pidgey. It's not just a pigeon. That's a Pidgey.
Bill and Coo.
Now that sounds like a pigeon.
Yeah. This is what, canaries?
Couple little birds. Yeah, canaries. Just great stuff. Fun stuff. It's Lee O'Lion. Lee O'Lion.
It's an Irish lion.
It's an Irish lion.
Yeah.
And it starts out with him saying, "Yes, sir, I'm a lion."
Just in case you couldn't tell.
Just in case you missed it. Along with looks like a monkey.
Well,
or a little bear. Probably a little bear. Cool
Everybody
stuff.
knows lions roam the Irish countryside.
Oh, boy.
You know it.
Remember, folks, we're TVMA DLSV. I don't want to try to explain that panel. Never mind.
Oh, my gosh.
I didn't see that.
And we just got kicked off of Facebook.
I turned it away. There's nothing bad there.
Nothing to see here.
Yep, nothing to see here. Remember, that was the 40s, kids, so much more innocent time for an innocent age.
Yeah, innocent.
It's the best way to describe it, right?
Depends on what side of the page you're on.
Anybody got anything else to show? Because I still got stuff.
Yeah, I got some stuff.
Show some stuff.
The thing that got me into comics, Calvin
Blowing
and
you up
Hobbes.
here. Give me a second. Boom. Calvin
Oh,
and Hobbes.
yes.
Calvin and Hobbes.
We're going to do a show soon about comic strips because there's a lot of stuff to talk about when it
I
comes
saw
to that kind of work.
Calvin and Hobbes collection at Barnes & Noble the other day, hardback, $125. And
Yes,
I think
sir.
it's getting away cheap.
Yep. That's all of them, too.
Yeah.
That is the complete Calvin and Hobbes.
Tales from the Crypt. The Jack Davis stories for the Crypt Keeper were all quirky, and it even has the other cover that Randy likes to show off too.
That's a great cover, yeah.
Yeah, this is when they print 2 issues in one.
Yeah, if you missed last or Friday morning's Comics by Night, we've had a lot of great reaction off of a book that Russ was showing of John Buscema.
Oh, yeah.
Just phenomenal stuff. Next week, we've got a book of Steranko we'll be showing. But there's
Awesome.
one of these days I want to do Jack Davis story too. Hold that Crumb book back up.
Oh,
sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, that's okay.
Go ahead, Mitch.
Yeah, Crumb.
Tell us.
I just, we talked about Crumb earlier.
Crumb.
Yep.
Yeah.
Volume 12. There's a lot of
Volume,
volumes. A
There
lot
are
of
at least
volumes.
26 if I remember right.
I don't think he really ever stopped working.
He's still pumping it
He's
out.
still working. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of Peter Bagg.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
His stuff. He does a lot of like editorial and political cartoons for Reason magazine.
Mm-hmm.
If you go that route.
Again, I think he's like a very underrated humorist.
Yeah.
One of the best working in comics right
I
now.
would agree with that. Yeah.
And if you've never read Shirtless Bear Fighter, you do not know what you're missing.
I've heard that's really good. Yeah.
It is exactly what you think it is. It is a guy who lives in the middle of nowhere, who rarely wears clothes, who fights bears.
That's like Octopus Cowboy. The minute you hear the title, you know it's going to be a great book.
Yeah.
Great
Yeah.
book. Yep. Absolutely.
In his vehicle, I can't find a image of it. Oh yeah, there it is. His vehicle is a army jet covered in bear hides.
Sweet.
That is very practical.
And,
Incredibly
I love the
practical.
Goon. The
Oh,
by
the
Eric
Goon,
Powell.
absolutely, yeah.
Goon's been around for decades.
What
Also
is it?
a
Albatross
classic,
Press.
underrated
They got a hold.
strip. Yeah.
They also got a hold of Tank Girl, which is
Yeah.
it's fabulous. Call it King Tank Girl.
Yep. The Goon
Yeah,
was
here's
printed
the-
for quite a while with Image, wasn't it? Image had that.
Dark
for a bit.
Horse.
Dark
Yeah,
Horse.
Dark Horse.
Okay,
And then
Horse.
when
Yeah,
everyone
my
was
mistake.
leaving Dark Horse, Eric Powell started Albatross up again. And I know there's a single person here, or there's not a single person who doesn't find the Spirit fun.
Oh yeah.
Just some of the best, comic book art.
Yep. And again, folks, if
These-
you're lucky enough
These
at a
type pages I
convention,
love.
if you're lucky enough at a convention to catch any of the Spirit archives, or they began at $50 a pop, but I'm not sure what a retailer would ask for them, but they're worth twice the price. It's 6 months worth of Spirit strips in between two hardbound covers. Anything from number 14 on is just solid classic Eisner. Anything before 14 is a group of phenomenal artists, golden age artists that and Eisner as well. Just unbelievable work, and a set of incredible stories that you're once you read them, you'll realize it's worth the money that you paid for that book. It's
But
just a great
if
book.
you're new to it, you definitely want to start with the post-war stuff.
Yeah, it's like volume 14 on, if you're lucky to find them. I don't see them at shows very often. But there were 26 volumes altogether. The 25th is a collection of the Spirit comic strip that they did. And the 26th is all of the incidental art that happened after that, including a wide variety of all of the covers that he did for Kitchen Sink Spirit magazines. And just some incredible compositions.
I have a bunch of those in my closet.
Yeah.
Old magazines. I think Kitchen Sink did them.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
And one of my all-time favorite series, the original Mirage Ninja Turtles.
There you go.
Yeah, just show some of this art off.
Yeah. Is that the what print is that?
This is the first omnibus that they
okay.
they did before Peter Laird sold his soul to Nickelodeon.
Well, they did a
god awful Michael Bay movie.
They did a collection way back in the late 80s of their late 80s, mid 90s of their initial stuff that I've got a copy of.
Oh,
I
I
showed
think I
that a
have.
few
Didn't
weeks
they
back.
color those?
It's a black and white. Nope. It's
Oh.
all black and white. It's got a black and white cover to it.
I remember reading the Mirage Turtle Adventures, which was a little more close to the cartoon, and basically he told the guys, oh, this book, do whatever you want, within reason. So we got the what is it, the mutant manimals and everything in that.
Mutant animals.
Yeah, the Cosmic Cow, which
Yeah.
is done by, which is a great influence for me, was Ken Mitruni. Did a lot of the art in it, and it was some fantastic stuff. Of course, he went on. He's doing stuff still, but he's doing like movies and things like that. So
Yeah, that's all I have next to me.
We can't let an episode about fun and funny comics go by without mentioning the classic. There's a Sheldon Mayer, Sugar and Spike. Sheldon Meldolf, excuse me.
Is that a digest?
It is.
Yeah.
Sheldon Mayer, my mistake. They Sheldon kept doing Sugar and Spike long after the American Sugar and Spike comics stopped. The European market just ate it up. And if you remember Rugrats on Nickelodeon,
Yep.
Yeah.
this is the property they ripped it off from.
Ah.
Couple of kids speaking their own language back and forth, having to deal with their parents. Drives them crazy every time. And what DC did in the later, when they were kicking out a lot of digest books, they took a lot of that material that was made for the European market and printed it here in digest format. So those Blue Ribbon Digest, a lot of these have original sugar and spike material. Well, never seen in America, sugar and spike material. And Sheldon, again, phenomenal humorist. You can't pick up a sugar and spike story and not be entertained, really, in my opinion. It's just a great concept, great idea. Bernie the Brain runs through it as a little inventor kid, and they're talking back and forth and doing all sorts of stuff. Usually every issue has got of the old comic has cutout dolls in it just for fun of the kids all dressed up in different outfits. Just incredibly cartoony fun. He did this for many decades. A wide body collection of material. Took them kids off on all sorts of crazy adventures. Just a fun comic. I think it was I don't remember exactly how many sugar and spikes there were that DC printed here in the States, but I think it was well over 120 or so of them. And again, it's all stuff that you hardly ever see anymore.
I've got some British humour.
Ooh.
I don't go in for the dandy and the beano and stuff like that. I never did when I was a kid.
Mhm.
Although I did, my mum and dad used to buy me the annuals, the Buster annuals, and all that kind of stuff. So I just to start off, that's my original Turtles
There you go.
collections.
Yep.
They were the ones that were printed in the 90s.
Mhm.
So yeah, I really love those. Love the style of them. Everything is just so gritty. But so it's not like laugh out loud stuff. There's quite a lot of dark humor, especially from 2000 AD.
Right.
And one, Alan Davis's finest hour, I think, is
Just
the
classic stuff. Yeah.
this is laugh
Yeah, I
out
would read
loud
that.
stuff. This is
Yep.
very British humor, very, very good. And in some ways, even a little bit of a poke at Americana. It's very, very clever. It's very clever.
Yeah, that first alien looks kind of rockabilly. That's what.
Yeah.
Looks like a
Martial
preacher.
law.
The entire
Martial-
strip is just classic.
Yeah,
Awesome.
brilliant stuff. Martial
Yeah.
law was fabulous. It was
Also
very
amazing.
dark humor. It just really well done. Again, another poke at
Capitalism,
superheroes
American
and
justice
capitalism.
system. Yeah.
And I picked up this one. This didn't run for very long. It was like in the boom. A wonderful Brian Bolland cover.
Oh yeah, A1.
The actress
Oh, wow.
and the bishop. That's a bit of a saying in the UK, as the actress said to the bishop for a double entendre. And this had some beautiful art here, some lovely stuff, lovely
Yeah.
black and white
wow.
stuff, and that was like an anti-war strip. There was the Old Man of the Sea. This is like beautiful stuff here, and most importantly, the Bolland strip with the actress and the bishop. And this is actually some of it's the backstory. It remembers how they got together. Just let me find it. I think there's also some Jamie Hewlett in here. Who used to do Tank Girl for Deadline.
Yeah.
He's also one of the creators of the Gorillas.
That's right. Yeah, he's
I can see that. That makes sense.
he's in with that. They got together very early on. There you go. I mean, this is the
it's
background
very much
stuff
his
of Brian
style.
Bolland. The
They
actress.
didn't.
and the
They didn't
bishop.
call the book A1 for nothing.
No, they didn't. This
No,
is
it was-
this is A1 work. I mean,
Very
it's
top
just-
notch
I,
from
I
everybody.
Look at
think I think that strip is also in a book called Boland Strips.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Which is
There's the
an
last page on
inexpensive hardcover book. It's all Brian Boland. It's
Just absolutely brilliant.
yeah.
Just and so, but that had a lot of humor in it, a lot of dark humor, and it all kind of came out of that I haven't got any more. That's it. That's the stuff I've got on show, and that all came out of 2000 AD. Really,
Right.
that's where it was all birthed from. I mean, obviously, you can take the lineage back further than 2000 AD, but I think the unique collection of excellent storytelling and humor and that sort of streak of anarchy and chaos that all came together, that was just something special about that whole time, I think.
Because I'm not an artist, I'm not 100% sure, but I would think that many artists looking at Brian Bolland's work will kind of bring them to tears, looking at his draftsmanship and thinking, I can never ever be that good.
No. Well, I'll get that book out when we do another one. If you want me to do another one, I've got that big art book I had of John Buscema.
Oh, the artist edition?
Yeah, which was beautiful. We did that on Friday. So after we've all done our round and everybody's done one, I can do another one. I've got a big Brian Bolland one, and it is nice. You pour through it and you look at the artwork and you think, oh, to be this good, it's just so good.
I have a big Art of Brian Bolland book here as well, white cover on it by it's awesome. It starts with an A. I don't remember. One of the Pruitt boys publishing companies. Of course, we can't get away. If Mike Jimmy was here, he'd want us to mention at least once.
Oh,
Lucky Luke.
Yeah,
Lucky Luke. Yeah.
Lucky Luke Ghost Town. Incredibly classic Western strip, very big. There was a bunch of reprint books done here in America back in the 70s and 80s. Cinebook.
Is that like Cinnabon?
Kind of. Very much. It looks like this was printed back in, this was printed in 2006, so it wasn't that long ago. Nice trade, though.
Yeah, it's got some really great line work in it.
Fun artwork, yeah. Absolutely fun. Just fun stuff. Western motif. Lucky Luke. Great.
I'm gonna share my screen so you can see that Brian Bolland book I was talking about. Let's see if this works. No, that's not going to work. Forget it.
Okay.
Just look. It's Bolland strips with an exclamation point. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's hard to find the British stuff over here. I have looked and looked. Like 2000 AD, I think you have to get like separate.
You can't get collections of 2000 AD. You have to get the individual characters. So you can probably pick up a Judge Dredd reprint. You can
ABC Warriors.
You can probably pick up ABC Warriors and maybe even Rogue Trooper.
That ties down to a rights problem. Yeah. Because the way the contracts were done up originally, the artists, creators shared the rights with the publishing company.
I've got a whole bunch. I've got a whole stack of these. There's the ABC Warriors. Yeah, it's fantastic. I've got a lot of ABC Warriors, a lot of Judge Dredd. Yeah. DR and Quince. Oh God, look, there's 3D Batman. Does everybody remember that?
Yeah.
I didn't realise that book was in there. I've got Slain as well. You'll be able to pick up Slain, I would imagine. There's a lot of that about.
There are phone book style collections available over on Amazon, but you have to know the title of the property in order to find it. Rogue Trooper has got like 3 volumes. Strontium Dog has at least 3 volumes. Judge Dredd has at least 25 volumes.
Yeah.
Judge Dredd case files. And each volume's about 500 pages long. And every last bit of that is incredible. Nemesis has a great volume. If you don't have the Nemesis volume, definitely get that. It is just unbelievable.
That's my favorite property from them.
Yeah, I wish I'd got Nemesis in that back in the day because I only had enough money to buy those, but I wished I'd got those as collections because they were just fantastic.
Okay, I'm gonna share again.
The Strontium Dog collections. If you're into Carlos Esquera, he's just amazing, just incredible stuff. Rogue Trooper, there's at least 2 or 3 out there. I was giving them away for a little while for Christmas gifts to people who don't normally read comics because the properties are so off, and not for kids. you know, or a little above most year what folks here would consider comics. I mean, a little bit aimed at a little higher audience. Just fun stuff. Great material.
There you go. I got my 3D glasses,
There you go.
and I've got my Batman 3D. There you go. See if it. Oh wow, that's
Russ is
freaky.
never getting any work done today.
That's it.
Like,
It's over.
Let's see. There he goes.
Hang on. Got to blow that up.
3D,
Boom.
3D
Yeah.
Batman. I wonder. I
that.
doubt this will work, will it? No, it
I
won't
do
work.
too. I don't think it'll work.
There you go.
Who illustrated that?
Yeah.
I'm just going to go and look. That was done by.
Hold that up again. I could probably tell you.
Art director. Doesn't tell you. That's bizarre.
Hold it up again.
Oh, it must
Take
be
a
Joe
look there.
Kubert. It's got to be Joe Kubert.
Oh, if it's no, that
favourite-
doesn't look like Joe Kubert.
John Byrne, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, it could be Byrne. Hold it up.
Could be Byrne, yeah. I think it's
Somebody went through and did a
That had
3D
to be what,
treatment on it.
Mid 80s.
Ray
Yeah.
Zone probably
Yeah.
going
Mid-80s.
through.
Looks a
Definitely
little
could
bit.
be Byrne.
Yeah, I mean, you look at this here.
Where,
That's very Byrne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
just look for the
I think
hair.
it is. I think it must be John Byrne.
Randy,
I was making
just,
my eyes go weird.
I just
Yeah.
did a,
It's not. It's got that same
oh,
effect
that's
here.
definitely
Yeah.
Burn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah.
You
Beautiful.
can tell
But
by
it
the
is-
mouth.
Nice
it is
stuff.
really good through the 3D glasses. It does actually work.
I'm sure it does.
Yeah, there's the share. Okay, this book is
Oh,
on
yeah.
Amazon. This book is on Amazon for
Bonus
$10
six,
new. It is 112 pages
Oh man.
of it's $10.
That's fantastic. And that's got the actress and the bishop on the front. There you go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look at it right now.
Sweet.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, because I'm not familiar with these properties at all. I mean, I know Judge Dredd, but I've never read a Judge Dredd, honestly.
Oh, start with volume 1.
Yeah, just get
Yeah.
straight in there.
Yeah.
Just dive in and start reading. Yep.
Just
All of
don't
those case
show it-
files. There's only 2 Judge Dredds that they don't reprint, and that's during the Burger Wars story because they got threatened with copyright infringement because they had
Don't mind
Ronald
me
McDonald
asking,
fighting
see,
a Burger King.
how old are you?
42.
All right, you'll be fine. Don't show it to anyone under 30.
You'll be fine. This stuff was all sold at the newsstand over in England.
No, what I mean is it might be a bit shocking.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's very-
yeah.
It's very
Politically
anti-
incorrect.
Yeah.
Oh, well, not
Anti-PC.
just no.
It's
no,
not
it's deeper than that. It's
it's
far
not
deeper
that
than
bad.
that.
It's not
What
that
it-
bad.
What it is it's. I mean, if you just take Judge Dredd as an example, Judge Dredd was a fascist.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
and yet he's the hero. And not only is he the hero, you're reading it as someone who is anti-fascist and going, "Go on, Dredd, get him." You're totally behind him. It's a masterclass in how to create characters.
That's brilliant.
And
he's-
really sort of,
Well, that's like Doctor
and it's really-
Strangelove. In the movie
yeah.
Doctor Strangelove, you're rooting for the destruction of the Earth.
It's really a
Exactly, yeah.
master class on how to
Yeah.
do political satires. What it is.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Yeah.
brilliant.
And-
Because it
Absolutely
is.
brilliant.
It is very brilliant. All
And
the
there
way
was
through.
so many. There was so many things like that in
Yep.
2000 AD. It really. It's like it taught you about. I mean, it was. There was so much about. ABC Warriors was anti-war. You know, it was like Nemesis the Warlock was about bigotry.
Mhm.
It's like these things. They were absolutely brilliant. They were absolutely brilliant.
Rogue
They all deserve
Trooper
to
is
be.
very anti-war.
Rogue Trooper is very anti-war.
Just amazing, an amazing property that really should be a series of movies, without
Yeah.
a doubt.
And,
Brilliant
and
stuff.
Judge Dredd is an actual fascist, not what they call fascist nowadays.
Oh yeah, he really is an
Yeah,
actual
he's-
fascist, but you love him.
Yeah.
It's bizarre.
What a statement about the American justice system. I picked
Yeah,
that up
yeah.
right up. I was reading those back in the late 70s. Just amazing.
And of
Random-
course, from our perspective, it was also about what was going on with Thatcher at the time.
Oh,
and
yeah.
how the late
Very
'70s
much
were turning out, and then the unions against the government, all that kind of stuff. Very, very in depth, very clever.
It's a shame they can't track down the rights for all of those properties and print them in collections of progs.
Wouldn't that be
Because
wonderful?
Somebody would needs to go through and annotate where we were politically not just UK but America at the same time. While those
there's
were
a book
coming
in
out,
that.
because there's a big book in that. Yeah,
There's a book in that, definitely.
there's a huge archive collection in that. But chasing down the rights to the individual creators now or their estates would just be a literal nightmare. So they go through and they collect them in large volumes of single IPs at once. So again, ABC Warriors, Robo Hunter.
Robo Hunter was okay. That wasn't one of my favorites, but it was good. It was well done.
The concept so reminded me. It's in the same flavor as curling or the Atomic Knights, where you sit down and try to describe to somebody the what happens in the strip, and they look at you like you're crazy.
It's on the face of it, it's like Sam Spade chases robots in the future
with a baby chomping on a cigar, wielding a gun.
Yeah, just it's nuts. Absolutely nuts.
I love cigar chomping babies.
It's just amazing.
Roger Rabbit, so yeah.
Almost as good as cigarette smoking chimps.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Very,
very.
If you look 14-year-old girls.
If you look at that character in Roger Rabbit, and then you go back and look at Robo Hunter and realize that it was like 10 years prior.
Yeah.
And you got to look at it, and you got to think, 15 years prior. You got to look at it and think,
Yeah, that's not surprising.
Very similar.
Somebody got some inspiration from something.
Oh, man.
Does anybody remember Lancelot Link?
Yeah, we played the opening for that a few months back.
Yeah. Speaking of chimps.
Lancelot Link, Secret Chimp.
Yeah, do you remember who his boss was? Darwin?
Yeah.
And he would say to his boss, "What's your theory, Darwin?"
Mm-hmm. Just some incredibly bad stereotype puns in there too.
And the girl,
all the villains.
The girl, Lance.
Yeah.
The girl chimp. Yeah, great stuff.
People don't get that Judge Dredd was created as a over-the-top Clint Eastwood.
Yeah,
parody.
Dirty Harry.
Yeah.
People that take it seriously are dangerous fools.
Yes.
Just try to explain to somebody about Boeing. That's all you got to do. It's just a plastic spray. People would spray themselves into a ball and then jump off of one of the big towers in Mega City 1 and go bouncing all over the place. And Dredd had to track them down for disturbing the peace.
It's not realistic.
No, it's not meant to be realistic.
In one of the great ways that they got Judge Dredd, or got you to cheer for Judge Dredd, was making the villains absolutely horrible.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I was happy to reprint that strip over here. Almost went through the entire run of the comic strip, the Judge Dredd comic strip. There were so many different artists on the comic strip that ran. It only ran for a few years, but they were happy to allow me to reprint it over here in the States. Not a single parent complained. I'd run entire Dredd stories in issues because
no boobs.
Very short stories. Yeah, no boobs. Lots of violence. No boobs. But it was okay. And I got a lot of great reaction off of that strip. People over here that hadn't read Judge Dredd, saw the Stallone movie, hadn't read Judge Dredd, were like, man, those strips are really cool. I said, yep, that's why I'm reprinting them. They're awesome. Can't let another show go by without mentioning one more underground classic artist, and that's Vaughn Baudet, Cheech Wizard.
Oh, yeah.
You ever get a chance, check out his material.
I saw him live at Oneonta State College in 1973.
One of his slideshow presentations?
He did what he called a cartoon concert.
Yeah.
Where he showed the slides and did voices and narrated. And depending on, I don't know if the rating on our show allows us to discuss his demise.
Well, they said he passed in a time displacement experiment.
Not exactly.
No, it was a heroin overdose, wasn't it?
No, not exactly.
No.
No.
Oh, it was
Carradine died the same way.
Asphyxiation.
Yeah.
Right. Orange.
Your TVMA DLSV. But he also did Fantagraphics has printed up just about everything he's done is out and available, and there's also Dead Bone, which was a collection of his comic strips that he did for I believe it was Gallery magazine. All sorts of great collections of his work and his stuff. It's a very incredible creative mind. Let me show you some of his. creating entire worlds, maps and layouts of stuff, great, super unusual creatures and characters. Just a great artist. Always
Who's
had
this
a
again? I
unique,
missed it.
huh?
Who is this again? I missed it.
Bon Baudet.
Oh, cool.
He did a unique way of telling storytelling. He always ran his dialogue outside of the panel.
Yeah.
Always ran the panel below. And he did a number of illustrative works. He was in the very first run of heavy metal as well, doing a science fiction series called Sunspot. That he did a lot of work for adult magazines back in the 60s, late 60s and 70s, because they paid incredibly well.
Yeah, I
He was
think he
in
did a few for East
Lampoon,
Village
too.
Other, too.
There's even a paperback book collection, if you're ever lucky to see it, called Baudet's Cartoon Concert. Beautiful women, voluptuous women. I'm not going to open this book. 'Cause I know what would happen because it's that old. This thing was done in it's already in beat up shape, but
Yeah, beat up shape.
well loved. Let's put it that way. Well read.
That's hard.
Wow.
Not that beat up. Not
Not that
kind
kind of beat up. That's
that would be more off than up. But did some incredible women, most of which the drawings we can't show here on YouTube. So, but nope, can't even show that. Anyway, Bon Baudet, look it up. His son Mark is still out there doing. He did the Miami Mice comic for quite a while. Did some work with turtles. Is currently well-renowned tattoo artist and a muralist who travels the world and paints incredible murals on the sides of buildings. Just
Yeah, he
phenomenal.
also completed a few of his dad's books
Strips.
that were in work when he died.
Fantagraphics is a lot of that collected as well. So
my
Anyway.
mice.
we're closing. We're heading towards the end of our second hour here. We've been up for
Already?
an hour and 3/4.
I
So
think we stayed on topic.
Yeah.
Pretty
when we
much.
were talking about
Two
Buckaroo
shows.
Banzai. Yeah.
2 shows in a row. that
It was a
we
comic.
Well,
played.
Yeah.
It was a comic, so
It was a comic show after all. Mitch, tell folks where they can find you.
You can find me right here at Linktree/Celtic Cross Studios.
All right.
Here.
It's too slow. Russ, tell me where they can find you.
Yeah, you can find me in the pages of. Oh God, it's here somewhere. You can find me in the pages of Batman. There you go.
Got it here somewhere. Yeah.
in the UK and Europe.
Yeah.
Currently, you can also find me in the pages of Only Death Can Save Us. There's still a campaign up on Indiegogo where you can buy the original book and the second book, or you can buy the book from Amazon as of the 30th of November. And I'm in some other places doing some other things as well that I can't talk about right at the moment. And you can find out more about me and my books at russleach.com.
Has any of your Doctor Who work been collected?
No, it hasn't. No, they haven't collected. I got 24 issues on Doctor Who Adventures, and I did a year's. I can't remember how many issues it was, but I did a year's worth of work for Doctor Who magazine. But that's going to be a while before that, because they have to collect it all in order. So
Yeah.
that's going to be some time before that comes out, if it comes out at all. So it'd be really nice to see the Doctor Who Adventures strip come out, but I don't know what they're doing with it. So
It'll probably
Who
kick
knows?
it out right before the new Doctor comes in. That'll be a couple years yet, right?
yeah, well, it's end of next year. I think
End of
the
next
new
year.
Doctor. They've got 3 episodes with David Tennant in,
Mhm.
and Lee Sullivan is now working with Doctor Who magazine on that. So yeah, fingers crossed. They call me in for the odd strip, and I get to draw David Tennant as well. That would be quite cool.
Yeah.
Because I've drawn 2 Doctors and 5 Doctors. No, I've drawn 3 Doctors actually in the script. Peter Cushing, Jodie, and Peter Capaldi. But I've also done memory stuff for Tom Baker, the War Doctor, and Matt Smith. So I've managed to draw a few of them. So it'd be really nice.
So all you need to do is really add Eccleston and Tennant to that, and then you
Yeah, that would be cool. That would be really cool. So yeah, but the Peter Cushing one was good fun. So
oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's a whole different thing.
but we'll
great.
see. I'll let
I bet-
everybody know at russleach.com when it comes around.
Bet his likeness in that is a lot better than his likeness in Rogue One.
Probably.
Maybe.
Probably better. Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
Charles, tell us how they can find you.
Well, they can go to Amazon and they can purchase Rammer. This is part one of the Corvus trilogy. He is a master thief in a future police state. And if you find yourself in the Philippines, you can go to Netflix there and see a graphic novel that I wrote turned into an animated feature. It's called Oceana.
Neat.
Cool.
Or you
So
can
next
have
time
that
you're-
Express
next time-
VPN.
Yeah, next
Get
time
your
you're in
Express
the
VPN and,
Philippines, yeah.
Get your Express VPN and just
You can-
put it in the
you can-
Philippines. You can find
You
it.
can do that?
Yeah, yeah.
No, I did not know that.
It I don't want to say hides your VPN or where it's from, but you can switch to different VPNs from all over, and you can find different stuff on Netflix from where they're licensed in that country.
Oh, and then you can learn Tagalog so you can understand what they're saying.
Yeah.
See, tell folks where they can find you.
Of course, you can always find my Facebook, all that stuff at Linktree / C Michael Lanning. I guess I'm going to have to add that Mastodon to that too over there. And of course, excuse me, right here on Indie Comics Network, Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Cough.
Is Mastodon quickly turning into the next Twitter?
No.
Be the den of just.
But I think Mastodon is
abysmal mess.
it's apparently it's got lots of different servers that you have to work off. It's not as intuitive as Twitter and other stuff. But
I have heard it's a
Yeah,
pain.
it's rather complicated.
yeah,
Marby, that's all we need for a social platform.
Yeah,
complications.
complications, right?
Yep. Folks, I've been your host, Randy Zimmerman. You can find me at here on the Indie Comics Network. If you're not subscribed already to the Indie Comics Network over on YouTube, even if you don't listen to us on YouTube, go over and subscribe anyway, because we can use all the subscribers that we've got. Every subscriber over there is an actual person. We're not hiring bots to go in and stuff numbers.
Yeah, we're
And
not Twitter.
We're not Twitter.
Well, that's what. Yeah.
Or other people, yeah. No, hopefully no fake accounts, but we're looking to build up our subscriber base there, as well as everything is archived, especially the stuff that YouTube finds too sensitive to show, over at indiecomicsnetwork.com. You can go over there as well and enjoy that show. The Indie Comics Network has a wide variety of programming for a wide audience, all dedicated to comics and sequential art, animation, and the stuff that we all love, the stuff that we want to talk about here on Sunday Funnies. So go over there and take a look and enjoy. Convenient bell. How do you like that? Anyway, you'll find me next on Wednesday nights at 10 p.m. over at the Zimcast, where we talk about comics and opinion. Dispatch.
Tuesdays. You can be on Dispatches.
We'll be on talking about 60s,
70s sitcoms.
70s sitcoms.
Yeah.
Really? Oh, okay. Anyway, we just lost Clary from Hogan's Heroes. That was 60s though, wasn't it? Anyway,
I think so. Yeah.
had a huge soap opera career for many decades. Anyway, then after that, you can find us Friday morning at 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time over at Comics by Night. Russ will be there. Glenn will be there. Charles might be there. We're talking about art and stuff, the actual meat and potatoes of doing sequential art, and how great it is.
I won't be there. I'll be out of town.
Charles won't be there, but Russ and Glenn will probably be there. We'll be talking Steranko, I believe, over at
That's awesome.
their next Friday.
I'll be out of town
I have a
sleeping in a
book.
hotel.
It's a big book. Anyway,
That book you showed, the cover of that is the same as the one I've got, the IDW artist
yours
handbook.
is a lot smaller.
Except yours is like massive. It's like the size of a swimming pool.
That's what she said.
Giggity.
Anyway, Folks, thanks so much for listening in. Hope you enjoyed yourself. We'll see you next Sunday, also here, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for Sunday Funnies. Don't know who will be with us, whoever's awake this early in the morning.
We got to earn that rating.
Where we get to love, where we get to love to talk about what we love, which is comics and sequential art, the stuff that inspires us to keep us drawing. So until next time, folks, we'll see you. Wish you only the best. If you get a chance, go out and visit your local retailer and take a look at those boxes that he doesn't normally get to or she doesn't normally get to. Take a good look through your retailer's back issues because there's a lot of gold in there just waiting to be discovered. A lot of great stuff. That's part of what we talk about here on Sunday Funnies. And we wish you the best. Please leave this industry in better shape than what you found it, if at all possible. Get out there and buy independent and alternative comics, especially ours. And on our way out, we want to remind you, since we're already at that level, we want to remind you of the immortal words of Mr. Stan Lee, as soon as I can find him here. There he is. Right there. When talking about digital comics, when asked digital comics would replace comic books, Stan says comics are like boobs. They look great on a computer, but I'd rather hold one in my hand. Take care, everybody. See you next week. Wednesdays for Zimcast, Tuesdays for Dispatchers Outside the Box with C. Michael Lanning. Friday mornings, Comics by Night. Then again here, Sunday morning at 9 a.m. for Sunday Funnies. And join us live so you can be part of the chat and tune in if you can. If not, then watch us later. But definitely leave a like, leave a love, whatever you need to do. There's another bell. All right.
Ding.
Ding.
Ding, ding.
See everybody soon. Take care.
Das Vidania.
Have a question or comment for us to address on the show? Have a topic you want us to talk about? Email us at indiecomicsnetwork@gmail.com. Want your comics to arrive in pristine condition? Head over to GeminiComicSupply.com and save 10% on your next Gemini mailer order or anything in the Gemini Comic Supply store. Use coupon code RAGIN10. That's RAGIN 10.
It is difficult to write these words, but I must for my own sake. I have done, seen, and been part of many things in my life.
Hey, Dad.
Don't be mean. We don't have to be mean.
Ha 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 ha!